Hi, I'm Nat from Oasis Hub. Welcome to our next in our series of Pre-Pilates exercises. This video is looking at abdominal engagement. We're going to be doing some single knee lifts and some double knee lifts and some toe taps. So it's just talking about gentle engagement of transversus muscles and when we're to engage with a neutral spine and when we should be flattening our spine. So what we're going to do is lie on our back. So in a supine position, palms relaxed down by your side. We're starting with the neutral spine, which means we've got our natural curve of the lower back. So it's definitely not exaggerated. You don't want to be able to fit your whole arm behind here. And then if you exaggerate for a moment and then flatten completely, I just want you to allow the hip bones to then gently drop back towards your thigh a little. So you've just got a little air pocket under the lower back. So in our neutral spine, what we're going to do is take our one knee up into a tabletop position or a knee float. So we're inhaling to lift. And then I want you to really think about these lower abdominal muscles that work almost like a corset around the body to provide safety and structure here around the waist. So we're inhaling to lift. And we're exhaling to lower that leg back down. Exhale and engage these lower abdominals. And you can see that I've dropped my foot a little bit further away from the body. I like to go about a 90-degree angle or slightly less as I'm lifting and lowering here. So let's take the other side. We're going to alternate sides. Inhale to tabletop, so 90-degree or so angle behind the back. We've got our knee directly over the hip. Exhale, engage these abdominal muscles actively to allow them to almost brace or hold you in position. So what we don't want to be happening is as you're inhaling, we don't want you flattening your lower back because we're engaging our hip flexors there to stabilise us. And that's often a pattern that many of us have done and it's caused some issues with our back. So we're keeping neutral spine, we're inhaling to float the leg, we're exhaling to lower, keeping that 90-degree angle. Inhaling to lift, breathing all the way down to the belly, relaxing, exhale to lower down. So this is our single knee lift. So we're starting off here. This is what I like to call our level ones with learning abdominal connection and learning about activating our core. So for most people, this would be enough for the first session. However, if you've been doing this one for a little while and you're ready to up the ante a little bit, what we can then do is inhale to lift, flatten the lower back, which will then engage our hip flexors to allow us to float the second leg. So we've got the lower abdominals ideally, the hip flexors are engaged to lift the legs, but the lower abs are on and the lower back is flat, and this provides some safety and stability. So what we can then do is inhale, tap that 90-degree ankle leg down to the floor, exhale, deepen the abdominal engagement, feel as though you're gathering from hip to hip, gathering the fibres together to lift that leg back up. So we're inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. And for some of you, just holding it in this position will be enough, and that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Breathe in this position, keep the lower back. If you feel as though that lower back is going to pop away from the floor, it's time to lower one leg and then the other to come out of that position safely. So we're going to lift, flatten the lower back, float the other leg. Both knees are directly over the hips, as you can see. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Now, something I see commonly is people will tap very close to their bottom. We're not really encouraging the abdominals to deeply engage here. So you're going to find that's really a bit of a cheats method. It's not really accomplishing what you want to accomplish. I'd rather you tap further away towards the end of the mat, keeping that 90-degree angle, making sure you're just breathing correctly. Inhale down, exhale. Use the exhale to engage the abdominals to lift. And when you're finished, you might want to do 10 on each side or so. You can then gently come out of that position and then allow the lower back to come back into a gentle arch. And for some people, they might find they feel quite tight through the front of the thighs because they've engaged those hip flexors. Just roll yourself up into a little bridge if you like to come out of that hip flex position, engage the glutes and roll down. And you may want to do that just a couple of times just to really feel as though you've come out of that lower back bone. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.